Christy. Thank you so much for joining us for DCAT Week 2024. Can you just take a moment to introduce yourself?
Yep. Thanks for having me, Grant. It's nice to be here. I'm Christy Eatmon, and I work for Thermo Fisher Scientific, and my role is to work for the sales team as their technical expert, as their global subject matter expert for sterile injectable drug products.
Now, can you talk a little bit about how Thermo Fisher works with biopharmaceutical companies?
Sure. Yeah, we work with, of course, all the big top 25 pharmaceutical companies, but also a host of small biotech and emerging companies, which is really exciting for us. And what we do in my division in the Pharma Services Group is provide contract manufacturing services and development services to our customers. So we help support produce small molecule API, large molecule biologic drug substance, solid dose, and sterile injectable drug products.
Can you discuss your integrated offerings?
Sure. Yeah, one of the benefits of working with Thermo Fisher is that we have a few different business units that can actually work together and collaborate to provide what we call an integrated offering. So that means that one of our customers would use at least two of our offerings together for the same product. So for example, a company might have a small molecule API that we can make within our small molecule facility. Then that small molecule API will move on to one of our drug product facilities, either solid oral dose or injectable, and then it can even go to our packaging facility and then out for packaging distribution, and we can even do clinical trial services as well. So it allows us to really support our customers on all their platforms, making us sort of a one-stop shop for them, or a one source that they can come to for from early phase clinical all the way up through commercial. And it's really nice, especially for the small companies, that we can take some of the pressure off of them and rely on our background and our history and support them in their venture toward commercialization.
We were discussing ahead of this interview the pre-filled syringes and how they intersect with patient centricity. Can you just elaborate on that for me?
Yeah, pre-filled syringes have gotten a lot of headlines lately. Of course, our business is moving more patient-centric, which is good. And we do continue to see more and more at-home, products that are administered at home, right? So if you think about, years and years ago, we didn't have that many drugs that we could administer at home, especially sterile injectable products, right? So now that we have pre-filled syringes, which would get paired with an auto injector or some sort of device, it really makes at-home administration easier. So I know in the headlines we see a lot about these weight loss or GLP-1 medications, but there's many other indications that can benefit and many other patients that can benefit from at-home delivery as well. Lots of these biologics are moving to at-home delivery, which allows patients to have a better quality of life. They can inject themselves at home, whatever frequency is required, and not have to go to the doctor's office or a clinical facility to get their injection. So yeah, pre-filled syringes are definitely moving forward, and what's really driving that is a few things. One, being able to administer at home, but also more and more technology that helps us to highly concentrate some of these biologics that maybe used to be IV infusion products, and now they can be administered subcutaneously. So that also drives us into platforms that are more user-friendly and more amenable to giving yourself at home now that you can get the injection volume smaller. So yeah, pre-filled syringe is not going anywhere for sure. Yeah.
One of the hardest things for, frankly, any company in the biopharma space is the balance between speed to market and innovation. How do you handle that?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's important for us to partner with our customers and understand what their key drivers are, right? So for example, if their key driver is time to market and they just need to get to the market as quickly as possible, then maybe they don't have time to move to a pre-filled syringe and do all the work that's necessary to transition from a vial to a pre-filled syringe. There's quite a bit of work that needs to be done to prove equivalency and compatibility and things like that. So, we have to understand what the drivers are. If it's time or if it's cost, maybe there's an option to launch in a vial platform and then move to a pre-filled syringe. If it's really this patient centricity, or they really need something that maybe their patient population is elderly, so they need something that's easy to deliver at home, right? Not they can't guess on doses, drawing from a vial, and they really need syringe. So it's important to understand what the drivers are, what's important to them in terms of how this arrives to the patient, where it arrives to the patient, and so on.
early phase development has its unique concerns. How do you alleviate those with Thermo Fisher?
Right. So one of the things we can do is we can use our expertise and our technical experience to support customers based on, what we've done in the past for sure. We do have standard approaches that we can take a look at the unique challenges that a customer has. So for example, if they have solubility challenges, we have some software that we can run the molecule through the software and say, hey, maybe this will work, maybe this excipient will work, or have you tried this technique? So we can use software to do that. We can also use traditional methods, but really what it comes down to is having flexible laboratory spaces where we can just get in there and use the data that we have and then go from there, right? So it has to be data-driven, in collaboration with our customers, and also use our experience and leverage our network of experience. So if one site is struggling, Thermo Fisher is big enough that we can reach out to another site and say, hey guys, we're having this unique challenge, can you work with us? And that's a benefit of having a network, because we're not just relying on a single site and their expertise, but we can reach out to many other sites across the globe.
One thing I love about DCAT each year is that we get this huge melding of minds, and you get to talk to all these very interesting people working in the biopharma space. Can you give me your prediction 10 years down the line for where you see the biopharma space, whether that's a new technology, new innovation, or where will we be?
Right. Wow, that's a hard question, but we don't have a crystal ball. But I think the industry is advancing, certainly. Right, we're seeing lots of new products in the oncology space, which continues to grow. We see lots of new products to treat degenerative diseases. We see Alzheimer's treatment, just things that we haven't really had treatments for, or new, better treatments, right? First-in-class treatments for many, many years. So I think one trend, certainly cell and gene therapy will continue to be big. The other thing is we're starting to see a lot of, we talked about pre-filled syringe. I think the next thing after that will be wearable on-body devices, where patients even have less that they need to do, right? They can put a cartridge in a wearable device and then it'll kind of automate the dose for them, and they don't even have to, do measuring and calculating and things like that. So I think that's what we'll see, maybe more wearable devices in the future. There's also a lot of clinical trials for, what we used to consider scheduled compounds that when delivered in microdoses will help for, PTSD, depression. So a lot of interesting things happening. So hopefully we'll have a lot more cures for cancer in the future, and just a lot of exciting things in the pharmaceutical space.
If there's one last message you would want to leave our audience with, what would that be?
Yeah, I think it would be, to work with your partner. If it's Thermo Fisher, work with us. Let's have strong collaboration, strong communication, and really keep advancing what we do, because we're here to make the world cleaner, healthier, safer, right? We're here for our customers. And I think for me, when I personalize it, and for a lot of my colleagues, when we personalize things, it just brings so much more meaning to it. One of our sites has a training center, and in training, they always say every vial has a name, and I think that's so important, right? That really resonates with me, that we're not making widgets, as one of our leaders says, like we're making life-saving, life-changing medicines. And I think we, have to bring the focus back to that, and then that'll keep driving us, keep motivating us every day. But certainly collaboration is what we're here for, and we want to, support our customers to eventually, see our world change through pharmaceuticals.
Christy, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of DCAT week.
Thanks, Grant.